Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Tanya here from MindSpark, and with me I have our wonderful Alvin, Senior Design Anthropologist. Hello, Alvin.
Hi.
Today we will be continuing our remote research webinar series. So let's jump right in. And just to give everyone a heads up, we actually are in the Miro platform, and that is the exact platform we will be talking about today. So just for everyone to get a glimpse at really how this platform visually looks. So this session is particularly of interest because we are talking about Miro. Our past webinars have focused on platforms that allow researchers and clients to receive meaningful consumer feedback. But today, on the other hand, we're really going to be talking about a tool that allows for internal collaboration, so internal feedback. So it's going to be a really, really exciting topic. So what is Miro? So Miro is a platform for teams to plan, to collaborate, to share. You can even use it alone if need be. And really it's meant for remote teams to really get together and have these conversations within the platform. So you can really use it as a simple whiteboard to jot down ideas, or it can actually be used to really create a full project from the beginning all the way to the end.
So how it works, basically, however you want it to work. I have been using Miro for the past, 2-3 months. And I have to say, I'm probably well versed on about 5% of what it has to offer, because it has a lot to offer. And it's very adaptable to whatever it is that you need to use it for. It has a lot of templates that are very useful. I'm going to go into more detail on those. It is a collaboration tool, so you can add your teams and have them add content and collaborate with them in real time. You can also add content yourself, which then enables us as researchers to run really nice, interesting remote workshops where there is still a focus point and the workshop is happening real time in front of you. And everything else is also saved real time. So anything that you do in this whiteboard is saved in real time. The strengths are numerous, but I think collaboration capabilities are very, very impressive, including video, chat, screen sharing, having private boards, giving breakout rooms to people, having anonymous guest editors, and collaborating with your teammates in front of your clients. So there are many, many features that we won't have time, nor do I yet have the experience to go over with you. But I will just give you a little teaser, a sneak preview of all that it can do. It has a lot of integrations, and you can go to their website. There's a huge academy, Miro Academy, on there that gives you all the insight of these integrations as well. But how do I use it? What is it good for? I know Tanya has quite a few questions, and I've already pre-planned for them. So here's our little Q&A. As you can see, I have a little map here of my entire presentation and the flow of how I'm going to show you this. I'll give you more info on that later. But so what is this platform best used for?
Go ahead.
So what is this platform best used for? Brainstorming, obviously, if you're brainstorming with colleagues, and you can use this as a common, remote brainstorming, obviously, as a common thing. It can be used for interview facilitation. So you can actually create a board here and then start using it as a focal point to talk and interview your participants on. Collaborative note-taking, obviously, workshopping. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the templates later, but you can have all kinds of pre-populated stuff on here that you can then share and work around and collaborate around together as well. So I know you're going to ask me, who is it for?
I am, Alvin. I am.
Let me show you. So it's for researchers, consultants, teams, freelancers, clients. So anyone organize thoughts. And I think that is the summary. So I'm going to highlight that. And here we go. So obviously, if you're a fast typist and you're doing a workshop, you can actually do this for the participants, or you can actually give participants access to do this for them and then organize it together. It just depends on how your workshop is designed or how your brainstorming session is designed. How have I used it is your next question, Tanya, because you gave me all the questions before to put on this platform.
This one I'm particularly interested in because this is your personal experience. So it'd be great to have an overview on that.
Yeah, so I've used it as a brainstorming workshopping tool like I did before, where I had like the titles together and then I asked the floor to give us their thoughts and organized it in post-its, which we then grouped and categorized. So that's how I used it live. But personally, I also use it for its templates because it has a lot of really great pre-populated templates for you to use. You can access it here. And it's basically designed by what kind of use cases you're using it for meetings, workshops, ideation, research and design, obviously is very, very relevant for us. And then say customer journey map, you have it here and you can just get it dropped down on this whiteboard and adapt it to whatever your case is. So it helps me think. It helps me classify my research output, and then it makes me create really nice visuals that I can use for client presentations as well. So I found this very, very effective to get my confused brain in order and organize all my thoughts and findings.
Wow, and it looks like it has so many functionalities and possibilities.
It does. It has a lot of possibilities. As I said, and I want to reiterate, I'm only using probably about, a small percentage of what it's capable of. And that's how I like to get to know these platforms. Like, try to make sure that you understand it enough to use it on a daily basis. And then the more proficient you become, the more you try to dig out what other things it can do for you. So engagement, I have not, to be honest, tried this other than partnering with our other researcher, Alicia. And how that happens is you just click on the SharePoint and here you can either email your team or Slack your team or invite, just send the link of the board and invite people to edit or view or only comment. Or you can give team access to an entire board, or you can give a link to your client, for instance, that can just view. There are many, many ways of them to get here. And then once they do, you see them as their name looking around and you can tell where they are on the whiteboard and you can actually force them to go to a specific area of the whiteboard as well.
So you can actually direct them to a specific part.
Yeah, like if they're snooping around elsewhere, you can drive them back to the beginning of the presentation. You can force them back to a certain area of the whiteboard if you want to.
That's very smart. Okay.
And speaking of which, what I love about this is that it is endless. And here I can show you our entire presentation. And this is how endless it is. This is where we began today. These are the areas we went to. And, having it be endless means that you can have the entire project on here, from the briefing to the brainstorming to the research itself to the organization of insights to the output to the final client presentation. It can all be in one area.
When you used it for the first time, was it easy or was it overwhelming? I mean, in terms of
it was easy, so long as you get to understand this left menu.
Okay.
I didn't realize I could bulk write post-its, but that took me like 3 minutes to understand because writing them one by one becomes a bit painful after a while, especially if you're doing a live workshop.
Okay.
But I mean, it's very, very straightforward and it's very well organized. So playing around with it for 15-20 minutes will help you understand how it works and help you find yourself in it and around it. And then academy.miro.com is a huge resource for you to get tutorials and trainings on how to use it for your specific use case as well.
Ooh, okay. And if you were to pick one favorite thing about this platform, does something pop in your mind? Is there something?
I think, again, the fact that it can be endless and that you can just put everything under one roof, one project, one board.
Wow.
And you can make it so big that, you can put client stuff over here that doesn't interfere with all the thinking that you're doing here. And then you can just lock it and it's endless. So it really helps organize that you can have everything in one board, and it's a very big board. The next thing I want to do on this is to actually use it as an interview tool.
Okay.
So as I want a project that's having the participant define a process to me so that I can quickly start drawing the process as they're talking about it so that they have a visual to focus on and they can tell me if I'm on the right track or not when they're actually explaining the process to me. I think that'll be very helpful in interviews as a researcher.
Very cool. Again, I had mentioned at the beginning, but it's really interesting because the past platforms we have been talking about have been pretty similar in that, you know, they invite participants to come in and tell everyone what their feedback is and whatnot. But this is a totally different platform. It's very collaborative. I like that about this. And yeah, we're just really excited to use it for.
Yeah, maybe we can do a part 2 when I become more experienced in it in a few months.
Yes, absolutely. That sounds like a plan. Okay, well, any other questions that we want to review?
One thing, you can use it for free and you're limited to 3 boards, but then you don't lose your boards. The other ones become uneditable. So I strongly recommend you go and you just sign up for free and start playing around with the boards and see how it works. As you upgrade and go on to the paid services, more and more functionality is added, obviously. But, you know, playing around with the board is the best way to understand how this works and how it can help you.
Thank you, Alvin. That's great. That's really great advice. And I'm excited to hopefully come up with a part 2 to this once you use it again for a project. And on that note, let's wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy Miro.